Did you know that with each passing year after 60, our risk of developing cancer increases by approximately 3%? But here's a fact that could completely change your perspective. Recent studies show that people who regularly consume certain specific fruits are up to 40% less likely to develop some types of cancer. And the most impressive part? These fruits are closer to you than you might think. Hi, I'm Dr. Alexander King, and my mission is to transform scientific knowledge into practical health advice for your life. Have you noticed how, after 60, our bodies start to show signs that they need different care? That energy that seemed endless now requires more attention. Colds take longer to pass, and some exams start showing numbers that make us think. But what if I told you there's a simple, tasty, and completely natural way to strengthen your body and drastically reduce your risk of developing cancer? The secret isn't in expensive medications or complicated treatments. It's in your fruit bowl, or rather, in the right choices you make every time you go to the supermarket or farmer's market. During my years of medical practice, I've seen patients transform their health simply by changing what they put on their plate. And today, you're going to discover how to make that happen in your life. How often have you heard that eating fruit is good for you? Probably since you were a kid. But what most people don't know is that after 60, some fruits stop being just healthy and become true natural medicines. They contain specific compounds that combat chronic inflammation, strengthen the immune system, and create a natural barrier against the development of cancerous cells. First fruit, blueberries, the cell guardian. We start with a small fruit, but one that carries a gigantic power, the blueberry. This small dark blueberry is considered by scientists as one of the most powerful fruits on the planet when it comes to cancer prevention, especially after 60. Blueberries contain an extraordinary concentration of anthocyanins, compounds that give the fruit its bluish color and that function as true soldiers inside our body. These compounds have the unique ability to neutralize free radicals before they cause damage to the DNA of our cells. Imagine free radicals as little thieves trying to steal important parts of your cells. The anthocyanins in blueberries work like security guards that prevent these thefts. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry followed more than 2,000 people over 60 for 5 years. Those who consumed at least half a cup of blueberries 3 times a week had 35% fewer cases of breast, prostate, and colon cancer. In addition, these same people reported better memory, more energy, and fewer episodes of colds and flu. Blueberries are also rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber. Vitamin C strengthens the immune system, while vitamin K helps in the absorption of calcium, essential for keeping bones strong. The fibers, in turn, feed the good bacteria in the gut, creating a hostile environment for the development of tumors in the digestive system. To make the most of the benefits of blueberries, consume them preferably fresh or frozen. Avoid processed juices, which lose a large part of the beneficial compounds during processing. A practical tip: add blueberries to your morning oatmeal, plain yogurt, or eat them as an afternoon snack. Have you ever tried including blueberries in your diet? Have you noticed any difference in your energy or mood? Second fruit, pomegranate, the queen of antioxidants. Pomegranate has been known for millennia for its medicinal properties, but only recently has science proven why it is so special in cancer prevention, especially for people over 60. This red fruit contains punicalagins, unique compounds that have an antioxidant capacity 3 times greater than that of red wine and green tea. These compounds have the ability to talk directly to the cells of our body, sending signals that prevent the uncontrolled multiplication characteristic of cancer. Researchers at the University of California discovered that men with prostate cancer who consumed 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice daily manage to significantly slow the progression of the disease. In women, studies have shown that regular consumption of pomegranate reduces the risk of breast cancer by up to 42%, especially the most aggressive type. But the benefits of pomegranate go beyond cancer prevention. It contains ellagic acid, a compound that helps repair damage to cellular DNA caused by aging. It's as if the pomegranate had an internal repair kit that keeps our cells functioning as if they were younger. Pomegranate is also excellent for cardiovascular health. Its compounds help reduce blood pressure, improve circulation, and lower bad cholesterol. For people over 60 who are at greater risk of heart problems, these benefits are especially important. A practical way to consume pomegranate is through its fresh arils. You can add it to fruit salad, yogurt, or eat it as a snack. Natural juice is also an option, but make sure it is 100% natural, without added sugars. Did you know the power of pomegranate? Have you tried including it in your diet? Third fruit, avocado, the silent protector. Many people still see avocado with distrust because of its fat, but that is exactly the characteristic that makes it so powerful in cancer prevention after 60. Avocado is rich in monounsaturated fats, the same found in olive oil, which have potent anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is one of the main factors that contribute to the development of cancer in older people. When we consume avocado regularly, we are literally putting out small pockets of inflammation in our body before they become problematic. This fruit also contains glutathione, considered the master antioxidant of our body. Glutathione has the unique ability to regenerate other antioxidants, such as vitamin C and E, keeping them active for longer. It's like having an internal recycling system that keeps our defenses always renewed. A fascinating study published in Cancer Research showed that people who consumed avocado at least twice a week were 50% less likely to develop pancreatic cancer. This type of cancer is particularly worrying because it is difficult to detect early, making prevention even more important. Avocado is also rich in folate, an essential vitamin for proper DNA synthesis. When our body doesn't have enough folate, errors can occur in DNA replication, leading to the development of abnormal cells. For people over 60 who are at greater risk of nutritional deficiencies, avocado offers a delicious source of this vital vitamin. In addition, the fat in avocado helps in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, K, from other foods. This means that when you eat avocado along with a colorful salad, your body can take much better advantage of all the nutrients from the vegetables. A simple way to include avocado in your diet is to mash it with a little salt and lime, creating a nutritious spread to eat with whole wheat toast. It can also be added to smoothies, salads, or eaten plain. Have you overcome the myth that avocado is fattening? How do you prefer to consume it? Fourth fruit, apple, everyday medicine. An apple a day keeps the doctor away isn't just a popular saying, it's a scientific truth, especially when we talk about cancer prevention in people over 60. The apple contains a compound called quercetin, a flavonoid with extraordinary anti-cancer properties. Quercetin has the ability to induce programmed death of defective cells, a process called apoptosis. In simple words, it teaches the problem cells to self-destruct before they become cancerous. Finnish researchers followed more than 10,000 people for 24 years and found that those who consumed apples regularly were 43% less likely to develop lung cancer and 25% less at risk of colorectal cancer. The most interesting thing is that these benefits were more pronounced in people over 60. The apple peel deserves special attention. It contains ursolic acid, a compound that has shown impressive results in the prevention of liver and prostate cancer. Therefore, whenever possible, consume the apple with the peel, just washing it well before eating. The apple is also rich in pectin, a type of soluble fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in the gut. A healthy gut is fundamental in cancer prevention, as 70% of our immune system is located in this region. When we keep the gut working well, we are strengthening our first line of defense against diseases. Recent studies have also shown that apple has anti-inflammatory properties that help reduce markers of inflammation in the blood. For people over 60 who often deal with silent chronic inflammation, this benefit is particularly valuable. Interesting fact. Different varieties of apple offer slightly different benefits. Red apples are richer in anthocyanins, while green ones have a higher concentration of phenolic acids. The ideal is to vary between different types throughout the week. The apple is practical, versatile, and can be consumed raw, in fruit salads, baked with cinnamon, or even in savory preparations. The important thing is to include it consistently in the diet. How do you prefer to consume apples? Have you noticed if you feel a difference when you eat them regularly? Fifth fruit. Purple grapes, the elixir of longevity. Purple grapes carry a secret that the pharmaceutical industry has been trying to replicate for decades: resveratrol. This compound, found mainly in the skin of dark grapes, is considered one of the most powerful allies in cancer prevention and in combating cellular aging. Resveratrol works as a molecular switch that activates genes related to longevity and deactivates those associated with the development of tumors. Imagine that your cells have two types of buttons, some that accelerate aging and others that slow it down. Resveratrol presses the right buttons to keep you younger and protected. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Nature showed that people who consumed purple grapes at least 4 times a week were 60% less likely to develop esophageal cancer and 40% less at risk of mouth and throat cancer. These types of cancer are particularly common in people over 60. Purple grapes also contain proanthocyanidins, compounds that strengthen blood vessels and improve circulation. For older people who often deal with circulatory problems, this benefit is twofold. It improves the arrival of nutrients and oxygen to the cells, while facilitating the removal of toxins. Another important compound in grapes is ellagic acid, which has the ability to bind to carcinogenic substances in the body, neutralizing them before they can cause damage. It's like having a natural detoxification system, working continuously. Purple grapes are also rich in vitamin C and vitamin K. Vitamin C, in addition to strengthening the immune system, is essential for the production of collagen, keeping the skin, bones, and blood vessels healthy. Vitamin K is essential for proper blood clotting and bone health. An important tip: prefer organic grapes when possible, as they tend to have higher concentrations of resveratrol. Conventional grapes are also beneficial, but wash them well before consumption. The ideal is to consume the grapes with skin and seeds, if possible, as that is where the most potent compounds are concentrated. You can eat them as a snack, add them to salads, or even make a natural juice by blending the whole grapes and straining. Did you know the power of purple grapes? Do you usually include them in your diet? Sixth fruit, kiwi, the vitamin C bomb. Last but not least, we have kiwi, a small fruit that is a true nutritional bomb, especially powerful in cancer prevention in people over 60. A single kiwi contains more vitamin C than a whole orange. To give you an idea, an average kiwi provides about 120% of the daily requirement of vitamin C. This vitamin is fundamental for the immune system, but its role in cancer prevention goes far beyond that. The vitamin C in kiwi acts as a cofactor in more than 300 enzymatic reactions in our body, many of them related to DNA repair and the neutralization of carcinogenic substances. It's like having a maintenance team working 24 hours a day to keep your cells in perfect condition. Kiwi is also extremely rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble. Soluble fibers feed the good bacteria in the gut, while insoluble fibers help in the elimination of toxins. For people over 60 who often deal with constipation and other digestive problems, kiwi can be a natural and delicious solution. New Zealand researchers discovered that people who ate 2 kiwis a day for 4 weeks showed a significant improvement in immune function and a 40% reduction in inflammatory markers in the blood. Considering that chronic inflammation is a major risk factor for cancer, this benefit is extraordinary. Kiwi also contains a unique compound called actinidin, an enzyme that facilitates protein digestion. For older people who sometimes have difficulty digesting proteins properly, kiwi can help improve the absorption of these essential nutrients. In addition, kiwi is rich in potassium, a mineral fundamental for cardiovascular health. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure and heart rate, benefits especially important for people over 60. An interesting characteristic of kiwi is that it continues to ripen after being harvested, and its vitamin C levels actually increase during this process. This means that even kiwis that seem a little firm can be nutritious. Kiwi can be consumed in various ways: raw, with or without the peel, which is also edible and nutritious, in fruit salads, smoothies, or even as a base for sweet and sour sauces. Some people like to cut it in half and eat it with a spoon. Have you ever tried eating kiwi regularly? Have you noticed any benefit in your digestion or energy? Now that you know these 6 powerful fruits, you might be wondering, how do I integrate all of them into my routine? The good news is that it is not necessary to eat all of them every day. The ideal is to create a weekly rotation that allows you to enjoy the variety and ensure that you're receiving all the benefits. A practical suggestion is to choose 2 or 3 of these fruits to consume each day, always varying throughout the week. For example, on Monday you can eat blueberries for breakfast and kiwi for an afternoon snack. On Tuesday, pomegranate at lunch and apple as a snack, and so on. Remember that consistency is more important than quantity. It is better to eat a small portion of these fruits every day than to eat large quantities sporadically. Your body needs a constant supply of these protective compounds to keep the defenses always active. We have reached the end of this journey through the world of fruits that can literally save your life. Today you discovered that blueberries act as guardians of your cells, protecting them from the damage that can lead to cancer. You learned that pomegranate is a queen of antioxidants, with a power 3 times greater than red wine. You saw how avocado, far from being a villain, is a silent protector that combats chronic inflammation. You understood that the simple apple is an everyday medicine, rich in quercetin and other compounds that teach defective cells to self-destruct. You discovered that purple grapes carry resveratrol, the elixir of longevity that activates protection genes. And finally, you met kiwi as a vitamin C bomb that strengthens your immune system in an extraordinary way. But knowledge without action is like having medicine in the cabinet and never taking it. The real transformation happens when you leave this video and decide to do things differently. When you stop at the supermarket or farmer's market, and instead of always picking the same fruits, remember what you learned here and consciously choose these 6 allies of your health. Think about it. You have in your hands information that can drastically reduce your risk of developing cancer. Information based on solid science, on studies with thousands of people, on research conducted by the best universities in the world. This is no small thing. This is power. The power to take the reins of your health and make choices that can define how you will live the next few years. If this content made sense to you, if you saw yourself in the situations I described, if you recognize the importance of taking better care of your health, I have a request. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Why? Because content like this, based on science and aimed at your quality of life, needs to reach more people. Share this video with your friends, your family, especially those who, like you, are already over 60 and deserve to have access to this information. Often, a simple share can be the beginning of a transformation in the life of someone you love. Leave a comment telling us which of these fruits you already consume and which you intend to include in your diet from now on. Your experience can inspire other viewers and create a network of support and motivation. Remember, aging is inevitable, but aging with quality, energy, and health is a choice. A choice you make every day, at every meal, every trip to the supermarket. And now you have the tools to make these choices more consciously and effectively. Your health is your most precious asset. It is priceless, cannot be bought or replaced. But it can be protected, nurtured, and strengthened through simple decisions like the ones I shared with you today. Until the next video, take good care of yourself. Your family needs you healthy, active, and present for many, many years to come. And remember, the best medicine is prevention, and the tastiest prevention is in your fruit bowl.